Now, of course, before we get into the size 7 awards, the white tank top award show, more commonly referred to as the Grammys, safe to say the big business has to be addressed, because guess what? I don't know if y'all know, but as far as the Grammys and the big business behind the scenes, you know, they ran for a whopping 54 years. Now you're probably thinking to yourself,
I know that ain't who I think it is.
What do you mean 54 years? Well, I'm glad you asked. As far as the 54-year run, that is what happened with the Grammys telecast on CBS. But guess what? It ended this year.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn.
So when it comes to that, safe to say you're probably wondering, where's the Grammys going now? Where as far as negotiations and things of that nature, Disney won the opening bid as they have a 10-year agreement from 2027 to 2036 for simulcast on ABC, Hulu, and Disney+. So shout out to the mouse. Once again, proving that Disney is one of the biggest conglomerates in the world. But with big business out of the way, now let's get to the winners of the Grammys. Because at the end of the day, this is some of the biggest, objectively speaking, some of the biggest stars in the music industry. So even though, you know, humorously, I take my shots at the one and only size 7, white tank top, which, you know, funny enough, that man had a whole rap on his hand. I was like, what he just get finished, you know, what he do?
Shepherd.
All right, my fault. I didn't know his hands was, anyways. With that being said, Bad Bunny is one of the artists that I definitely want to get to. As you already know, as far as people who support the Notorious Mass Effect, safe to say, y'all support has been through the roof to the point where, of course, as you can see right now, Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. We are one of the top music podcasts, not only on Spotify, but of course, when it comes to my top country in the world, guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you can see, I would point to it, but I'll point to it with my cursor. There we go. All right, so as far as the top country in the world for Notorious Mass Effect is Mexico, and I call them supporters. My supporters' top artist was the one and only Bad Bunny. It's almost like y'all need to clap it up for yourself and pat yourself on the back, because guess what? Y'all know good music. As Bad Bunny by far and away won the biggest award, as of course with DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS, with it being the chart-topping album, of course, launching his groundbreaking Puerto Rico residency, which I see a lot of people incorrectly saying that a lot of other artists are copying it. But at the end of the day, when you really look at the residency, it's been around for quite some time as far as artists doing residency. The reason why it was groundbreaking for Bad Bunny is because the reason behind the residency, Bad Bunny, even before all of this acknowledgement for the album DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS, before the acknowledgement as far as the Grammys, the Super Bowl, things of that nature, guess what? He been saying that he will not perform in the U.S. because of the ICE raids currently. So Bad Bunny's been took a stance with this. And for some reason, you know, as far as side missions, it doesn't get much extra than this, as this man starred in a film, Happy Gilmore 2 and Caught Stealing. So at the same time he was dominating the music industry, he was also being an actor in Happy Gilmore 2 and Caught Stealing. And so when it comes to the Grammys, you know, getting back into the Grammys, he won 5 Latin Grammys, including Album of the Year. And don't forget that when it comes to Billboard, he was named the greatest pop star of 2025. But, ladies and gentlemen, this is his second time winning it overall. So when we're talking about Bad Bunny, just already note that he's one of the biggest artists and musicians in the world. And so when it comes to him headlining the Super Bowl, I'm under the assumption that it's an upgrade, especially after what we saw last year, which, hilariously enough, I may have to bring on my Instagram once more. Definitely make sure to follow me on my social medias via my link tree in my bio. But let's just say your boy went kind of viral. One of the most viral clips of all time from Notorious Mass Effect is me talking about Kendrick at the Super Bowl and talking about the Grammys. So safe to say, what are we doing right now? We're about to talk about Kendrick and the Grammys. So, yeah, when it comes to the clip potential of this specific segment, safe to say it's through the roof. But, to jog your memory, I basically wasn't the biggest fan of Kendrick Lamar's Super Bowl, especially the way he structured a lot of things and the tracks that he didn't play. Like, it has to be a crime. I think Side 7 should be arrested the way that he didn't perform like that on the Super Bowl stage. Because I'm thinking to myself, that's the song that even got you to this point. Like, there was no other track you could have been on where if you would have said the big three is just Big Me, it would have hit like that. The Like That track is one of the greatest hip-hop tracks of all time. And for that to not be performed at the Super Bowl, I was just thinking, he really thinks it's just Big Me. Like he said, forget all the people that gave me the alley-oops to even slam dunk on Drake. I'm just going to act like it was me the whole time. It was only me. So, you know, that's one of my, you know, several caveats as far as critiques for his performance at the Super Bowl. But also, when it comes to the dissing Drake point, safe to say I was one of the few people, and which is probably why the clip went viral, that, you know, I was talking about how the only way you could get record of the year is if you diss Drake. And the only people who've won record of the year is people who's dissed Drake. Make that make sense.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
So, you know, I'm not saying anybody from the Grammy saw that and it was like, hold up now, let's award them again just because they only think if you diss Drake, you get a record of the year. I was like, y'all basically proving my point. Guess what? What do y'all think Kendrick got all those awards for doing? What do you think you want me to show you what Kendrick was wearing? Why do you think he was wearing this? You know, besides other reasons, you know. Let me see. Kendrick Lamar's Grammys outfit. Let me see, 2026, just to make sure. So as far as his specific outfit, it's safe to say he had a certain wrap on his hand that, you know, boxers have, you know, after they finish boxing, they take off their gloves or whatever. And safe to say, when it comes to this one, why does he keep showing me stuff from 2025? Let me see. Do they have a picture of... Okay, here we go. All right. So as far as showing you this man's outfit, pause. I just want to let y'all know that this right here, Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. But essentially speaking, this right here, this little wrap on his hand, this is what I'm talking about. So this is like what boxers have when they put on gloves. And so it like helps the cushion for when they fighting so they don't break their hand or whatever. Even though Floyd Mayweather broke his hand a bunch of times, but you know, that's besides the point. That's basically to let you know who he just finished whooping. Now, I'm not going to say if his hands is by
Shepherd.
I'm just going to say basically he said he was whooping on Drake, right? So, you know, all the other conspiracy theories out there, you know, as far as what he was doing, wrapping his hand like that, you know, y'all need to stop with that. Y'all need Jesus. So anyways, getting back to why Kendrick won record of the year. Once again, I go back to him dissing Drake. I think if there's an artist out there that could win record of the year and they don't go through with dissing Drake, they will never see the light. That would never see the record of the year light of day.
You guys, see, that's the problem.
So I think my point still stands about you having the diss Drake to even have a pathway to record of the year as a hip hop musician. Because if you think about it, Luther from Kendrick, right? Not Like Us from Kendrick. And This Is America, which I'm not going to bring it up again. Actually, I may bring it up again because, you know, every time I say this, people think I'm just speaking another language. Childish Gambino said it started off as a Drake diss. So when it comes to This Is America, I know you hear the full song, the final song, but hear what it sounded, hear from the horse's mouth what he said it started off like, right? So as far as, let me see. This is America, and best believe we have a lot to get into. So whatever you like, as far as, you know, whatever you like to enjoy as far as long form content, get your snack, your popcorn, your drinks, because best believe we're gonna break this Grammys down like a kilo of Miley Cyrus. So anyways, this is Childish Gambino, the first hip hop artist to win a Grammy, right? This is him basically talking about how the track started off.
Really honest, like, This Is America, like, that was all.
Let's see if I can find it right quick. I'm trying to pull this up for y'all because I can't pull up all the clips because you know, the Grammys, they copyright and stuff. But anyways, we're gonna get to that in a second.
Started as a joke. To be completely honest, like, This Is America, like, that was all we had, was like that line.
This is America.
Okay, can't play that.
Don't got you slipping on.
I'm just gonna talk over that.
And it started as a Drake diss.
Hold up now. What you mean? It started as a what?
Drake diss.
Huh?
And it started as a Drake diss.
Oh my goodness, Lord.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
What's up with hip hop artists only get record of the year when they diss the Canadian? I just can't figure it out, man.
You guys, See, that's the problem.
And, you know, as far as the Grammy, safe to say it's supposed to recognize all the biggest superstars in the musical field. And one of the people, or one of the groups that was ignored, which if you don't know, it was very interesting, right? How they very much ignored a lot of the country music despite its dominance. And I'm not mad at it. Once again, I know we're jumping all over the place. I'm basically saying how the Grammys is constructing itself right now, because even though Drake was ignored, now I'm getting into the other people that was ignored. Basically, country artists were ignored, and I don't feel sorry for them one bit, because when Cody Johnson's artist got up there when receiving Record of the Year and basically said it was kicking Shaboozey, I was thinking to myself, hold up now.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
I know this ain't the Country Music Awards, proven time and time again why they may be the most racist award show in history.
You guys. See, that's the problem.
So I don't care for, I don't care about the Grammys ignoring country, because, over here we cover all genres. So I'm definitely aware of why they would ignore country, especially with Morgan Wallen saying the hard ER and still having one of the most popular albums in the world. To be more specific, he has the second most played album in the world with I'm the Problem, and it came out last year. So if you want to be a successful country artist out there, just say the hard ER, you know what I'm saying?
Shepherd.
All right, let's get to the video of this man acting the most outlandish, especially with the racism at the Country Music Awards.
Been kicking Shaboozey.
Mind you, this was just last year ago. This was just 1 year ago. You know how people would be like, oh, racism is dead. People don't feel like that anymore. Just pay attention to this right here. Just listen, listen closely, because I don't want the Grammys to strike me for this one.
For a lot of years, y'all.
Or not the Grammys, the CMAs.
Not one to take the...
Hold up, here we go.
For this cowboy has been kicking Shaboozey for a lot of years, y'all.
Wait, what'd he say? Wait, hold on, what'd he say?
Cowboy has been kicking Shaboozey for a lot of years, y'all.
Like I said, one of the most racist music award shows of all time.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look.
So anyways, with that being said, there was a lot of different moments at the Grammys. I definitely wanted to start off with Kendrick, because, definitely big kudos to him. All jokes aside, he is the greatest rapper, in my opinion, as far as in the modern era. I believe he doesn't have any competition when it comes to the rapping art form and the objective success, right? Because just because you sell a lot does not mean you make the highest quality of content. Just because you don't sell does not mean you make the most egregious thing possible. The two don't correlate. When it comes to the Grammys, usually those two have to be at a certain level, right? You can't just be in the basement rapping the best and not selling at all, because it's objective metric that they also want to see as far as engagement, right? So when we come to these rappers, Kendrick, I believe, is the best at objectively having a lot of engagement and also having the high tier masterclass level of rapping. So for that, leading into my next point, as he is the most Grammy awarded rapper of all time, surpassing the one and only Sean Carter, aka Jay-Z. So now, if you was wondering about the list, safe to say Kendrick has 27, Jay-Z has 25, Kanye West has 24, Eminem, he has 15, and I think it's basically, I don't see the other, let me see. I think Lauryn Hill has 8. I don't know if she's tied with others. But basically, I think Drake has like 5, I believe. But anyways, the top 4 is Kendrick, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and Eminem. They're basically letting you know, as far as the Grammys voting board, they're letting you know who they think has been the greatest hip-hop artist of all time. So, Drake being completely excluded from that list, I just don't know how much validity I could give to it, man.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip-hop. Like, what's going on?
Because even though I do believe Kendrick's the best at rapping, as far as the art form of putting words together, I believe Drake's the overall best artist as far as finding different sounds, pockets, melodies, and flows to go along with it, which is not the same as rapping, if you don't know. So anyways, so that's why, Drake is my favorite artist. I don't know if I, said that, but I could probably tell by this point. So getting into the rest of the Grammys, safe to say, when it comes to the big business behind the scenes, we already got into that. K-pop. Oh, hold up now. Now, did y'all know the Notorious Mass Effect, the first time I ever got posted from a fan account was from a K-pop group? Crazy. Whole time, catering towards hip hop, which I still do, for the most part. I mean, look at my next episode coming out. I mean, I cater towards hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So as far as my first time ever being posted by a fan account, being on a K-pop group, it was very surprising. And then I started to realize, well, maybe I should keep covering more genres. And then I ended up being one of the most consumed podcasters in Mexico. So, basically, to bring it full circle, K-pop Demon Hunters. I was one of the first people to ever jump on that bandwagon as far as talking about how popular not only the show was, but the soundtrack. The soundtrack was even more popular than the actual movie. And I believe, let me see, yeah, even to this day, it's been out for a minute. Even to this day, K-pop Demon Hunter soundtrack is the 8th most played project in the world. So last year, they was dominating. They was like top 3 for like the whole year, right? It was always either Taylor Swift, K-pop Demon Hunters, Morgan Wallen, just interchange those 3. Majority of the time, that's how it was in 2025. So, to my surprise, I didn't think they was going to actually acknowledge this group. I'm so glad they did, as K-pop Demon Hunters won the first ever Grammy for a K-pop related track. And it was Golden from K-pop Demon Hunters. Specifically, the song was Golden that won a Grammy, right? And it won for Best Song Written for Visual Media. And you probably didn't know that because guess what? They don't televise a lot of these awards. I don't even know how many they actually televise. I think for the main telecast, only 9 was presented live. And I guess it's allowed for more time for performances and ads. So, hot take. I didn't watch the award show. I was thinking to myself, what do you mean you're only showing 9 of the awards? As somebody who covers every single genre, I want to see every single award show, every single award announced in the award show. But I forgot, you have advertisements, you have performances, you got to pay the bills, right? So when it comes to what I really look forward to, that basically was happening throughout the whole day. Because if you don't know, as far as the pre-show, Grammys basically ran the whole day. And if you, another tidbit about me, that was actually my birthday. You know what I'm saying? So, talk about having birthday plans throughout the whole day. I was just glued to Grammy updates and who was winning. So I definitely paid attention. I just didn't watch because, the main telecast, all the awards that I really cared about, they passed by that time. So shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters for winning Best Song Written for Visual Media. Even though it wasn't televised, it was a monumental accomplishment, as I don't think K-pop artists are even recognized at the Grammys. Like, I'm talking about winning. Like, obviously you could get a nomination, which, we still, Oscars. We still looking at you, just because you gave Sinners the most nominations ever or whatever. They better come away with at least 4 or 5. I kid you not. I feel like they try to do what they did with The Color Purple. Give you all type of nominations and don't win any of them. It's like, hold up now. What's the purpose of that? What's the purpose of giving us all these nominations if you're just going to snub us on every single award? So anyways, when it comes to BTS, it's kind of like the same thing. Like, they're just very excluded from the Grammys, and I just cannot figure out why. So shout out to K-pop Demon Hunters for winning Best Song Written for Visual Media. As far as other K-pop acts, no traditional K-pop act has multiple wins. BTS has 0 wins, but they are the most nominated with 5. Rosie and Blackpink, I think they have nominations, but no wins as of right now. So K-pop Demon Hunters is literally the most, acclaimed from a winner standpoint when it comes to K-pop. And that should show you how big of a moment K-pop Demon Hunters was for the year of 2026. So shout out to them once again. And of course, for everybody who supports me from different genres and things of that nature, that like me, they like me when I dive into Latin, for the people who like when I dive into K-pop, for the people who like when I dive into pop, hip-hop, I appreciate all of y'all. And guess what? We're going to keep on going. So when it comes to the award show, that's supposed to acknowledge all of these Notorious Mass Effect artists, I think they did an okay job. Obviously, you can't represent everybody. Morgan Wallen said the hard ER. Drake won't even submit his music. Only time his music gets nominated is when somebody else submits it, because if it's a collaborative album or track, the other artist is like, hold up now, I'm not beefing with the Grammys, you are. So Party Next Door, 21 Savage, sometimes those tracks, or I don't know if the album, but those tracks would get nominated for a Grammy because that side of the album submits it, like 21 Savage for Her Loss, or Party Next Door for some sexy songs for you. So even though Drake will never submit hit, well, I'm not gonna say never, but as of right now, he's definitely, intensely beefing with the Grammys and some other conglomerates. So, hey, pray for him, man.
Is it okay I got my dope on me?
Safe to say they trying to step on all his dope. But anyways, The Weeknd, he's another one that's beefing with the Grammys. And I will say, objectively speaking, I don't think it's as much of a snub as the album with Blinding Lights was. Like when that album came out, from an objective standpoint, and you already know I'm a huge Weeknd fan. He had my favorite album of last year. So when I'm saying I don't think he was snubbed this year, like I keep saying, Grammys look at the objective metric, and even though The Weeknd was selling phenomenally in 2025, he was not towards the top. And nobody really talked about the album in a high quality level except for me. I don't know too many people out there that was covering hip hop and R&B saying that The Weeknd put out a phenomenal album. I think I was the only one. That was my favorite album of 2025, and people just act like it don't exist. So when it comes to, not Dawn FM, not that one. When it comes to After Hours, yeah, that's the one. That's when it all went down. When After Hours came out and he basically got the Super Bowl performance and he was nominated at the Grammys, basically, apparently behind the scenes, allegedly, take this with a grain of salt, they didn't want him to perform at the Super Bowl. They told him to pick one, I think, either perform at the Grammys or perform at the Super Bowl. And for some reason, that was like an ultimatum. So now The Weeknd and the Grammys are forever beefing. And that's why you don't see any Weeknd on any type of nominations list, because he doesn't submit his music. So ever since 2020, they've been beefing. So they've been trying to amend the relationship, but for some reason, Grammys just do not like the top Canadian artists. So maybe Grammys really feels like Kendrick, and that's probably why he gets all these awards. They really saying to themselves, you know what, these Canadian artists, guess what? They not like us, man.
But then, what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip-hop. Like, what's going on?
So anyways, if you was wondering, as far as some of the exclusions on the biggest Notorious Mass Effects out there, that is the reason for it. For Drake, for who else? The Weeknd, for Morgan Wallen, saying the hard ER. Now, when it comes to Taylor Swift, she missed the eligibility period. So she will be glazed to you-know-what and back in the 2027 Grammys. But as far as this year, I believe she missed the eligibility period because she didn't drop an album last year. I don't think so. Let me see. So, of course she dropped last year. I meant like, as far as the eligibility period, like the Torture Poets Department, I don't know, I guess that could have been part of the 2025. I guess that could have been a part of this award show. I actually don't know why in the world Taylor Swift wasn't nominated at all. I'm trying to see. Hold up. I'm trying to be a W Tech guy. Let me do some Mickey research right quick. Taylor Swift and Grammys 2025 or 2026 technically. Not there or nominated. All right, so when it comes to the basically the biggest gangster in the music industry, I did realize that she wasn't there. So I don't know why she wasn't nominated. And she didn't attend because, of course, if a huge artist is not winning, she's not going to be there at all. That's just how I've come to realize that superstars act. If Kendrick Lamar only won, like, let's say 2 out of his 9 awards, and it was, like, one of the big ones, he wouldn't have shown up to, like, the end of the award show. So that's why he was there for majority of the time. But as far as Taylor Swift, she didn't show up at all. Okay, so I think they're saying that Taylor Swift didn't have any eligible music for this Grammy Award show. I don't know. What about the Tortured Poets Department? About the Tortured Poets Department. Because that would have been for this one, right? Or maybe it was a 2025 one. Because it came out April 19, 2024. It was fully eligible for 2025. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay. So I guess she did have a little break. Let me find the eligibility period. Because if she released back-to-back years, but she missed the 2025 award show. Oh, I'm tripping. Okay, so that's how it worked. So Torture Poets Department was eligible for the 2025 Grammy Awards, but when it comes to the 2026, I think the latest album missed that one. So let me see. What was the eligibility period 2026 Grammys. Because if you look at his back-to-back years, 2024 Tortured Poets Department, 2025 The Life of a Showgirl. I assume she's not going to drop an album this year, but you never know. So, because, you know, she is on top. Every time she drops an album, she's on top. So it's like, you know, it's just like an infinite glitch, money glitch for her right now. So, the Life of a Showgirl came out October 2025. I believe that definitely missed the eligibility period. Let me see if I can find this right quick. So when it comes to the Grammys 2026, October 31st, 2024 to October 30th, 2025. Yeah, so she missed that. So that makes sense. Okay. So she's not even eligible, which makes sense. So she took a hiatus, right, from just dominating the Grammys. Because if you don't know, I mean, they love Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift's one of the most awarded artists, I think, in Grammy history. Let me see. Top 20 most awarded. Like I said, you know, we don't try to spread fake news over here. We try to stick to the analytics, you know, based off my name. The top 20 most awarded Grammy artists. Should I do all time? Or would that be too much? Because Taylor Swift would have to be top 20 all time at this point. So number one's Beyonce, of course. Where is Taylor Swift? Taylor Swift is not on this list at all. What in the world? Top 50. She's not on this list at all. You see a bunch of people like Quincy Jones, Kendrick, Jay-Z, Vince Gill, Kanye West. Let's see. Taylor Swift has a total of many Grammy. Okay, so she has 35 wins. So that is a lot. She's outside the very top tier. Let me see. I know the Swifties loving this right now. Deep dive into Taylor Swift while Kendrick on the screen. Below. So Taylor Swift has 14? What in the world? Oh, Beyonce has 35. I'm tripping. Taylor Swift has 14. So she's well below, like 20, 28. Okay, so she's like in the top 30. Top 30, top 40. Dang, I thought you would easily be in the top 20. Huh, I guess not. There's a lot of composers and conductors in the top 20. So that's probably why. Anyways, yeah, Taylor Swift wasn't at this award show, and that's why. The eligibility period for the 2026 Grammys, The Life of a Showgirl, fell outside of that, dropping October 3rd, 2025. So anyways, getting back into other details, especially at the Grammys, the main thing you need to know is that there was a very interesting moment where they was announcing Record of the Year, and they basically said Luther Vandross, I believe, and I don't know if that was on purpose, because how in the world do you mess up one of the major awards? Like, maybe the nerves kicked in or whatever, but Vandross is nowhere on the actual title for the song. Like, maybe the credits, but I know that little card that they gave whoever, what was her name, Cher or whatever, giving her that card, I'm pretty sure it didn't say Vandross anywhere on that card. How in the world do you just end up saying Luther Vandross when acknowledging Kendrick and SZA? I don't know if it was on purpose to slight them or what, but I thought that was another big moment. And of course, Trevor Noah had a lot of, very interesting moments, as when it comes to comedy, being knowledgeable and high IQ, I think leads to the best comedians. And, it may be a hot take, but I believe Trevor Noah is one of the more intellectual people in the field of just commentating in general. So whenever he's hosting the Grammys, he's saying a lot of different things that he knows. He's speaking in Spanish. He's talking about the current state of the world. And I believe his jabs at Trump, his back and forth with Kendrick, which I think I have it right here. When he was talking about Kendrick being at the award show.
So welcome back.
Once again, I can't show it because, the Grammys, they be tripping. So I'm just going to play the audio.
The most nominated artist of the year, Mr. Kendrick Lamar, everybody. That's right. 9 nominations this year. Congratulations. And that is all I'm going to say. Congratulations. I actually thought about writing a few jokes, roasting you, but then I remembered what you can do to light-skinned dudes from other countries. Yeah, me and my delegation are still recovering from the pain. So, also welcome.
And that's why, you know, to me, I think that's a fire joke. But then, to the rest of the people out there, they was not feeling it at all.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
So, yeah, I don't know. I guess people weren't feeling Trevor Noah's jokes. Like I said, I ain't watched the whole show because, you know, I don't like how there's only 9 award shows at the main telecast. Like, what's the point of watching the show just for ads and stuff? Like, I actually dive into every single genre. I want to see every single award being won and people walk up there and give their speeches. But if that's only happening 9 times in a 3-hour show, I could kill less. So when it comes to Trevor Noah, I don't know exactly why people was upset with his performance. I think it's probably because him going at Trump. I think that's a huge topic, especially with the ICE raids going on. Him being anti-ICE, you know, because, you know, Trump won somehow. You know, it wasn't just random bots voting for Trump. Somebody wanted Trump in office. So when it comes to people wanting Trump in office, I don't know if people was upset by him going at Trump because, you know, Nicki came out, basically called him gay, which, you know, that's a crazy, you know, like, is that supposed to be an insult? Like, does Nicki not know her, does she not know her fan base? Am I tripping? Anyways, so Trevor Noah, I think he did phenomenal, but of course, if you watch the whole show, maybe you have to let me know where he messed up on, because I saw him singing in Spanish with Bad Bunny, taking hilarious jabs at Kendrick. Now, I will say, the Justin Bieber clip I saw, which I don't have it on here, because I'll have to show it to show y'all Justin Bieber's reaction. But Justin Bieber's reaction to Trevor Noah coming over there, yeah, it's safe to say Joe Budden may be white. I mean, Joe Budden. Justin Bieber, yo, that's crazy. Justin Bieber may be white, but I think he wanted to catch a fade for Trevor Noah. I do not know what the reason was. But anyways, so that being said, overall, you know, because this is basically the overview, and best believe we're going to dive into every single winner, right? Well, the ones that I know about. You know, of course, we're going to skip some of the techno stuff and you know, the EDM stuff. No disrespect to y'all. I just, you know, even though I cover every genre, I just can't do it, man. I just can't do it. So when it comes to EDM, we're going to skip that part. But so overall, Kendrick swept, right? And he technically didn't sweep because he was nominated for 9. And this is not me hating. Objectively, he did not sweep. Nominated for 9, he won 5. That's not sweeping, by the way. So he had 5 Grammys. And then when it comes to that, was it 5? It wasn't 5. I'm tripping. Kendrick Lamar won. What's Kendrick Lamar at? I had his 2025 wins up. That's why I got a little confused. But okay, he did win 5. So he won 5 again. All right, so in 2025, he won 5. In 2026, he won 5 again. They be glazing this, man. I ain't gonna cap. Kendrick Lamar won for Record of the Year, Luther. Well, let's go backwards. All right, he won for Best Melodic Rap Performance with Luther, Best Rap Performance with Chains and Whips, Best Rap Song with TV Off, Best Rap Album with GNX, and Best in Record of the Year for Luther. And this is his speech for that. So I'm going to play that right now.
Members.
Oh, that's Billie Eilish. My fault. We're going to get to her in a second. Man, what in the world? The Size 7 speech.
Welcome back.
I swear I had his speech somewhere.
Of the year, Mr. Kendrick Lamar, everybody.
I think I could probably go to his the Best Rap album. Oh, hold up. Let me just go to my site. I know I posted it somewhere. Yeah, here we go. So this is his speech for Best Rap album. Once again, go to my, you know, make sure to follow my social media because I do post little clips. Even though I didn't watch it, I was, you know, keeping up with it.
What's up? It's hip hop as usual, man. I'm not good at talking about myself, but I express it through the music. It's an honor to be here. Tyler, the Clips, like these are my brothers to be.
That man hitting the mic with the trophy. What in the world?
In this category. What's up, Push, man?
I was like, is Kendrick nervous? You know, that should go to show. You could be a master. You could be putting on a master class of putting words together. And guess what? You could still get a little anxiety from accepting your award. That's crazy.
You guys.
Malice, man. Every time I tell you this, hip-hop is going to always be right here. We're going to be in these suits. We're going to be looking good. We're going to be having our folks with us. We're going to be having the culture with us. So I appreciate y'all. God is the glory. Love y'all.
So that was his speech for winning Best Rap Album. Now here's his speech for winning Record of the Year.
We're going to do just that. No cursing, and we're going to make sure that.
So basically, if you don't know the backstory behind Luther, the only way it was cleared is if they didn't curse. So that's what he's talking about.
This song represents love. So I want to appreciate and give thanks to SZA.
I just want to say thank you to Kendrick for lifting me up. I just am a small part of this record, but what I really wanted to say is please don't fall into despair. I know that right now is a scary time. I know the algorithms tell us that it's so scary and all is lost. There's been world wars, there's been plagues, and we have gone on. We can go on. We need each other. We need to trust each other and trust ourselves, trust your heart. We're not governed by the government, we're governed by God, and I thank you so much. So God bless you, that's all I want to say.
That's right. So with that being said, we're going to continue to move like that. Luther forever. Cheryl, thank you so much if you're out there listening, watching. We appreciate you at the bottom of our hearts. Luther forever. Thank y'all.
All right, so with that being said, that's the person who won, well, you know, Kendrick won Record of the Year, you know. So, hey, so maybe he could take another shot at Drake, you know what I'm saying? Maybe win another Grammy.
Shepherd.
Oh, my fault. You know, I'm just letting y'all know. You know, if he's not going to take a shot at Drake, best believe his next album, his next single, I don't know if it's going to get all those wins as far as 5 of them. You know, you may call that hate, but they had all type of opportunities to give Kendrick Lamar 5 Grammys, you know, and they chose those opportunities to give Macklemore the win over Kendrick. So, you know, I'm just letting you know what type of respect is put on your name after you diss the Canadian. So with that being said, safe to say, I think that was basically, oh yeah, Bad Bunny. So I think I had Bad Bunny up here, and this is Bad Bunny acknowledging ICE, you know, basically saying ICE out, because, you know, he doesn't really speak in Spanish for some reason. I mean, he doesn't speak in English for some reason unless he wants to. So, you know, this is him giving a fully English speech, by the way. Trying to see if I can find this. Okay, so this is Bad Bunny. Everybody just give him a standing ovation.
We're not savage.
Oh, hold on. I missed the part.
Say, before I say thanks to God, I'm gonna say eyes out.
You know, I agree with the sentiment. I feel like there was a better way to say that. Maybe I'm tripping. And, you know, you get a whole standing ovation.
We're not savage, we're not animals, we're not aliens, we are humans, and we are Americans.
I don't know why it's so low.
Also, I want to say to the people, I know it's tough to know, not to hate on these days. And I was thinking, sometime we get contaminados. I don't know how to say that in English.
So he tried to do it. He can't get through the whole thing without, you know, but hey, you know, at least he's letting you know that he can speak English whenever he wants to. Cause best believe that Super Bowl performance is going to be all Spanish.
More powerful with more hate. The only thing that is more powerful than hate is love. So, please, we need to be different. If we fight, we have to do it with love. We don't hate them. We love our people, we love our family, and that's the way to do it, with love. Don't forget that, please. Thank you. Thank you, God. And thank you.
That's pretty solid. So, you know, as far as, you know, it seemed like he was, I'm not going to say he was coming off the top. I do believe he had his bullet points things he was wanting to hit, but he didn't pull out a phone. He didn't have anything written down. So I think overall, that was a pretty solid speech from Bad Bunny, you know, once again, winning the biggest award, in my opinion, at the Grammys, which is the best the best album in general. So album of the year, I think, is the biggest award. And for him to win that and give that type of speech, you know, kudos to Bad Bunny. You know what I'm saying? Kudos to him. Turning down my thing so it's not too loud. All right, there we go. All right, so getting into the rest of the hilarious outings of Grammys before we get into this full list. Black Boy Max, you know I had to do it. This man was getting disrespected left and right. So for some reason, this man thought because he was nominated with Fred again, I think that was his name, that he wasn't about to get disrespected at the Grammy Awards show, and this is him getting disrespected right now, which I don't agree with, but I just find it very hilarious. If you saw what happened to Castanet, just know Black Boy Max, he was next on the on the slaughtering board, and they was trying to humiliate him for some reason.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hey. I have Jamal and Jamal Roberts, American Idol, and Jonathan. Can we get a shot? Are you with the Grammys?
Hold on. Where my full screen at?
You guys. See, that's the problem.
What you mean I'm with the Grammys? Now, I know you see my outfit. I don't have Grammy logo anywhere on my outfit. It don't say, oh, I'm working for the Grammys. My mic in the front to tell you what type of time I'm on. Every content creator has this type of mic, which, me too. You shout it, by the way. Y'all can't even see what I'm pointing at. So this mic on his chest, this is what I'm talking about. Every content creator has that type of mic. And when it comes to what he was doing at the Grammys, it wasn't like he was walking around artists or anything. He was literally there talking about how his chat, I think he was talking to his chat at that point in time. And look at his chat in the top left. Look at this, as she's talking to him.
Shot. Are you with the Grammys?
What'd you say?
Is this the Grammys camera?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You're good.
And I think, honestly, that she had no idea. She just thought it was the Grammys camera for some reason. Because if you think about it, I'm about to shoot her some bail, right? Because when Black Boy Max first got there was a security guard that basically told him, hey, you can't have a camera in here. So she's thinking to herself probably, hey, if somebody has a camera, they're probably working for the Grammys, right? To catch different angles of the show. Because when Black Boy Max first got there, I wonder if I have that. So when he first got there, it was basically, they told him that he couldn't bring his camera in, and he said that the person, the security guard was tripping because obviously he got clearance beforehand. So the worker, because I've worked events before, right? So you aren't giving all the details unless you're like the owner or the CEO. You're not giving all the details of the event. You're informed on what you need to know, and that's basically it. So let me see, security. Let me see. I think it's yeah, here we go. So this is the security guard right here, basically telling him that his cameraman's not allowed, and it looks like it's the same area. So this is why I'm shooting her bail. I'm not acting like Grammys is out here trying to humiliate him, even though that's how I came across. I think this is probably why. So here we go right here.
Ready before, bro. I'm gonna say what's up.
So he said you're not allowed to be on the floor.
What are you talking about? Yes, he is. Like, what the fuck? Come on, big bro. Chill. You gotta calm all that down. Hopefully.
So basically that's it. So, Black Boy Max, he's pretty calm and collected. He was like, he ain't wild out too much, but he was about to, right? So I'm basically shooting her some bail because it looks like it's the same area. People are not supposed to have their cameras, right? Unless, you're, Black Boy Max was allowed to, but most people are not supposed to have like official cameras like this. So she thought that he was probably with Grammys. And that's the only way that I could, shoot her some bail because, what she said, it was kind of crazy. You would have thought she was playing them, but that's the reason I can give.
This is E.
No, this is Black Boy Max.
It's like she's still trying to fake. See that part? I'm like, hold on now. I was like, hold on now. Now, I don't know if you're not, put the puzzle pieces together, but he kind of laid it out for you right now. Like hold on now.
Grammys?
What'd you say?
Is this the Grammys?
So she asked if this is the Grammys.
Camera?
No.
Oh.
And then of course, so she's probably thinking to herself, okay, what other establishments are allowed to have their cameras on set? So then she probably said E.
I'm sorry.
You're good.
This is E.
No.
It's not E at all. She just keep.
You guys. See,
she keeps getting it wrong. Black Boy Max is probably like, bro, I'm one of the biggest streamers in the world. And this is how you getting treated.
This is Black Boy Max.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn.
Bro, she went through like all the logical reasons for him to have a professional camera on set, and she still got it wrong.
Okay.
All right. She just walked off. She was like, you know what? I don't feel like playing this game no more. I'm just gonna walk off.
All right, bet.
And then Black Boy Max, he just having a light skin moment because I don't think it was that serious. Like, I think she literally thought he either worked for Grammys because he had a professional camera, and you're not supposed to have your camera on that set. But of course, because beforehand, he was probably cleared. Like, I ain't gonna keep explaining. Y'all get the point. She just basically messed up.
Left or right? Told you I'm not shit here, nigga. It's cool.
You guys.
Why he's so upset?
See, that's the problem.
That man's so upset. This is like the equivalent of Kai Cenat and Wale, but it's backwards.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
It's now backwards.
I told you I'm not shit here, nigga. It's cool.
That man's having such a light skin moment, bro. I don't think she meant any harm.
You gotta work. This that motivation. Clip all this shit, chat.
Hey, they clipped it up.
Chat. Realistically, what I realized is, nigga, it don't matter. It don't matter. Jack squat, nigga. Like, nigga, get your own motion game.
That man trying to process it in real time. I understand what he's trying to say. He basically like, don't let these other award shows give you validation. And you know, I wonder who said this beforehand.
Is it okay I got my dope on me?
I wonder who said this beforehand while winning the Grammy, mind you. You know, the GOAT got up there. He's basically like, hey guys, this award show should not give any validity to your artistry, right? The people who show up each and every day to support your platform and your art form, that's all that matters, right? That's basically what Playboi Max is trying to say. But, you know, he's so in his feelings, he can't even get the words out. This man's seeing red right now.
It don't matter. Shit, get your own motion, nigga. You feel me? Get your own shit.
That's all he can come up with, bro. This man's seeing red.
Make your own shit. That's
he's ready to black out.
Tell y'all, bro.
So that's basically it. So, you know, it wasn't the biggest thing in the world. I just had to bring that up because that was one of the most hilarious events, the most hilarious incidents at the Grammys. Because I was like, bro, poor Playboi Max, this man don't bother nobody. He out there just getting confused for news, entertainment. He getting confused for a work at Grammys. Crazy. Anyways, so that was just a little funny moment at the Grammys outside of music. So now, without further ado, one of the biggest monumental moments as far as speeches did happen by the one and only Billie Eilish. And you already know what Lil Yachty said about Billie Eilish.
Shepherd.
All right, my fault. But, you know, basically she was going crazy for another moment. So with this right here, safe to say she gave a whole speech. Oh, I forgot. I can't show that. Okay. I showed the Playboi Max thing. I almost showed all the videos. So, yeah, I can't show the Grammy stuff. But basically, here is her speech for winning Song of the Year, which we're going to get to my sentiments on that in a second. Pretty shortly, actually. But I do want to give you her speech as far as what she said.
Thank you so much. I can't believe this. Everyone else in this category are so amazing.
And I don't even want to show y'all the egregious things that Billie Eilish was saying to Elon Musk. All I'm saying is she may have been on to something, right? But the way that she did it, she was very aggressive. So she been on this type of wave. So that's why I think this speech went as far as it did, as far as engagement. Because people are known, Billie Eilish is known for having these type of takes.
I love you so much. I feel so honored every time I get to be in this room. And as grateful as I feel, I honestly don't feel like I need to say anything, but that no one is illegal on stolen land.
The cutaways to artists who could not care less.
Shepherd.
My fault. I ain't gonna say it, bro. These superstar figures are saying the right message, but they follow it up with shots from the crowd of people who are not, they don't engage in your same sentiment. And they over here just clapping away, smile, just the fake as ever. That's basically what I'm trying to say. All these people fake, bro. I need to see actual action and not just words for more sales. Now, when it comes to Billie Eilish, obviously, you know, she has a track record for saying this time and time again. And Bad Bunny, which I said before with his Puerto Rico residency. But the shots to the crowd, who's probably the reason some of this stuff is going on, is very, you just, basically, my overall sentiment is these people are beyond fake. I just love the cutaways to people clapping. They could not care less, man.
Yeah, it's just really hard to know what to say and what.
Shout out to Billie Eilish because she actually does care.
I feel really hopeful in this room, and I feel like we just need to keep fighting and speaking up and protesting, and our voices really do matter, and the people matter. And I say sorry.
Hey, they cut something out. I don't know what it was, but they cut something out.
All right. Thank you
Oh, she probably said a cuss word.
so much. I can't believe this.
Oh yeah, she cussed again. Okay, that's probably why they cut it out. They ain't even let her producer say nothing. Dang. That man just up there like, whoa, I guess it's F me then. Billie Eilish ain't throw it to him one bit. Is he like a legendary producer? Anyways, okay, well, all the funny moments well, not really funny, but you know, all the moments out of the way. It's time to get into the actual list. I told y'all this is gonna this is an official deep dive of the Grammys, and safe to say we're gonna go through every list, every winner like a Kilo and Miley Cyrus. So, with that being said, let's start with everybody's favorite category: best contemporary classical composition. Right? If you're wondering why I'm skipping, I'm basically looking for the categories we care about. Classical still. All right. Well, at least y'all get to see the winners, right? Don't say I didn't show y'all all the winners. Even though we didn't deep dive into it. Classical, orchestral, hey, techno, EDM, they all getting skipped. Oh, what's Big Fish? I don't know what Big Fish is. Super Mario. What in the world? Let me see. Best immersive audio album. Okay, that's what's up. Producer of the year, classical. I don't think nobody cares about that. Yeah, all these classical stuff. So I kid you not, people don't care. Best historical album, best album notes. How in the world you get how you get a win for album notes? Imagine somebody just in the studio like, hey, we gonna get a Grammy for this one, boy. I gotta put extra footnotes. Like what in the world? That's how you get Grammy nowadays. Anyways, okay, here we go. Best album cover. I ain't gonna cap to you.
Whoop-de-doo.
Who in the world?
Whoop-de-doo.
Who made this album, bro? Who made this an actual category? I think somebody wanted to glaze Tyler, the Creator, and they wanted to give him some type of award, so they made up an award to give him. Now, I have no knowledge on that sentiment, or I have no background information on that sentiment, but I believe this is the first time ever best album cover was actually at the Grammys. I think I was looking at it, and one of the things I read basically said that. I don't know if it's on here or not. I think it's the first time ever they've had a best cover. Let me see. Yeah, I think it's basically. Yeah, don't quote me on that, but I think I saw somewhere this is the first time ever they had this type of category in the Grammys. So best album cover went to Tyler, the Creator. Shout out to him, bro. Best recording package, okay. Best music film, okay. Best music video. Now, as far as best music video, I'm not mad at it going to Doechii. Shout out to Doechii. I don't know how many awards she has total, but all I'm saying is.
But then you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
And that's the literal use. Oh, hold up. That's the literal use of that drop.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip-hop. Like, what's going on?
That's exactly what Onika Tanya Mirage is saying right now. I don't know who she was nasty towards. I don't know who Nicki Minaj made upset. But the people that are getting championed above Nicki, because I believe Nicki has like 0 Grammy wins, right? The people that are getting championed over her, I just find it interesting. But like I keep saying, I like Doechii. And I think she should have won Anxiety for best music video. But you're always going to run into that rhetoric whenever one of the GOATs of rap doesn't have any Grammy Awards, right? It's almost like they're excluding her from the history books. And based off what I've heard behind the scenes, it's because of her attitude towards everybody, really. So Nicki can be kind of a hard person to get along with. So let's just leave it at that. But shout out to Doechii for winning best music video. Best song rated for visual media. Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here. K-Pop Demon Hunters won for Golden from the soundtrack K-Pop Demon Hunters. And you already know my favorite track from the soundtrack is Your Idol. I think that one, especially once you watch the movie, the way it was placed makes you like even have more appreciation for it because Your Idol is a straight fire track, just straight up heater. And it had multiple bangers on the album. So Golden, that's the most successful one as far as when you look at the charts. I think as of right now, it's still on the charts, and it came out last year. So when it comes to Golden, it's still the 4th most played track in the world. Crazy. So anyways, it definitely needed to win something. The soundtrack needed to win something, so I'm not mad at it winning best song written for visual media. I know what y'all saying. Hold up now. How you a black man not advocating for sinners? Well, guess what? When you cover the entire genre and you come to realize how massive of an effect K-Pop Demon Hunters is having, and then you dive deeper to you, and then you come to realize, hold up now, I'm actually enjoying the music. And then you come to this conclusion that I believe it should have won best song written for visual media, because I believe the song came to enhance the movie. And without the songs, I don't think the movie would be as good. I can't say the same for Sinners. Anyways, because Sinners is immaculate. I don't know if my point is getting lost in translation. Sinners is a phenomenal movie. K-pop Demon Hunters is also a phenomenal movie. And I think majority, if there was a slice of the pie on why it was phenomenal, I think at least 60% is because of how great the songs were. Sinners is going to be a great movie regardless. K-pop Demon Hunters, I think, is literally centered around his songs. So anyways, hopefully that makes sense. Best score soundtrack for video games. Oh, hold up now. Not music and video games coming together.
Shepard.
I wonder who thought of that? Who thought of that first?
Shepard. Just look at the state of gaming. Like, what is going on?
That's crazy. So anyways, as far as music and gaming coming together, you already know I'm highly ecstatic as far as to see who in the world they listed. And guess what? Guess what?
You guys. See, that's the problem.
I don't know where I need to go. I don't know what website I need to fill out. But at this point in time, I do believe I probably qualify to be a Grammy voter. And I know that sounds crazy, but when you really look at the totality of Notorious Mass Effect, especially all the genres we cover, being one of the biggest music platforms on Spotify currently, safe to say, I am so knowledgeable about certain genres and, of course, gaming that y'all gotta bring me on. Like, at some point in time, y'all need somebody who actually can deep dive into music and gaming to vote for these type of things. Because who in the world told you to put Avatar Frontiers of Pandora on here? Whoever told you to do that, just kick him off, right? Helldivers 2, I'm not mad at. Star Wars Outlaws, even though it didn't sell well, I'm not mad at. Who in the actual made Sword of Sea not only be nominated, but actually get a win?
Shepard. Just look at the state of gaming. Like, what is going on?
So whenever I'm looking at the state of gaming, and I've covered it thoroughly in the year of 2025, Sword of Sea never came up in any conversation. All of these other games came up. Indiana Jones apparently was great from every aspect. Helldivers 2 still has a core audience to this day. Star Wars Outlaws was an egregious flop out the gate by Ubisoft. One of the worst fumbles of a popular IP I've ever seen in history, right? First ever open world Star Wars game, and Ubisoft completely fumbled it, right? Avatar Frontiers of Pandora, I'm not gonna cap to you. I don't really bring these guys up that much. No, I'm joking. If you watch the stream, if you watch my podcast, you already know I'm a huge fan of RDC. Let me see, RDC Dylan off stream. So he was literally playing this game, right? This is what they had to say.
Hey, who's up?
And then, mind you, they was actually getting sponsored. So let me see if I can find this real quick. Here we go. Yeah, here you go.
Shout out to Ubisoft for sponsoring the stream for real, man. You can get this game on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, bro. Make sure y'all click the link in the...
Mind you, Mark is currently flying around as a butterfly right now. This is a sponsored stream. He can't really say nothing negative about it.
Panel.
Please click the link in the panel, y'all. Download the game yourself.
Check it out. And man, I'm going to play this off stream, man. We're gonna...
And ladies and gentlemen, that's when history was made.
Shepard. Just look at the state of gaming. Like, what is going on?
I'll finish this mission up off stream.
The pulse is coming from the balloons.
What's up, Dave?
Hey, look at the comments, bro.
Discomfort and confusion.
Then the camera died.
See, you know your camera ain't dead. Anyways, y'all get the point. He's playing Avatar, flying around as a butterfly. This game is completely atrocious. So, when you're talking about the best score soundtrack for a video game, I'm not gonna lie to you. We do have to put the overall package into some type of consideration, especially when we're talking about this, because this is like if K-pop Demon Hunters made some type of trash game, put their soundtrack on it, and then now they're nominated. This is not the same correlation, but I'm just letting you know how egregious the Avatar game is in general. As far as the soundtrack, it shouldn't even be on here. So, if I was to replace it, let me think. As far as this year, yo, what in the world? Shit. Where's Expedition 33? Nah, bro, get this list out of my face, bro. Get this.
Just look at the state of gaming. Like, what is going
Bro,
on?
the Grammys, bro. Hit me up. Give me the website I got to fill out, bro. Just, hey, you need actually cultured people. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to cap to you, bro. Where is Expedition 33? Get this all the way out of here. What? That's crazy. Anyways, yeah, that's actually wild. That's like, I was thinking, dang, what should I replace it with? I was like, nah, bro, get that list up out of here. All right, best score soundtrack for visual media. including film and television. Now, admittedly, I'm not the biggest movie or TV show connoisseur, right? I watch that for superhero stuff. So as far as this, I don't really have nothing to say about it. But shout out to Sinners, you know, Ludwig. Let me see, what all was Sinners? I guess it had to be only music, huh? So yeah, shout out to the whoever this is, Ludwig, Göransson. On the world, well, that's the 3 S's. That's supposed to Göransson. There we go. That's how you go. Anyways, best score soundtrack from visual media. He got that. You know, shout out to Sinners, man. Okay. Let me see. Meditations, not medications. Oh my goodness.
You guys.
I gotta learn how to read, man. I ain't gonna cap. I need Constant to teach me expeditiously. Anyways, best audiobook, narration, and best audiobook and storytelling recording. Meditations, the reflections of his holiness. The what in the Dalai Lama? That's what? Isn't that what A$AP Rocky was rapping about? Literally, A$AP Rocky had a bar, and this is the only way I can relate to this. A$AP Rocky had a bar. He said, "Y'all asked me why I didn't drop only GOAT to have a llama." I was like, "Hold up,
you guys." See, that's the problem.
I was like, "Oh, my brother, you're not gonna address the. You just gonna."
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
I forget what track it was off of, but it was like a very interesting line. Like, how in the world do you address or do you rebut? Y'all asking why I'm not dropping, right? And I basically say only GOAT with a llama. Friendly reminder. My baby mama, Rihanna. And then he went on to say some stuff that was fly, but I was thinking to myself, he didn't address the point at all.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Anyways, but shout out to A$AP Rocky. That's the only way I can relate to this list. I don't know what in the world is happening on this best audiobook. So, yeah, with that being said, didn't Russ put out a book? That's what I can say. Russ should have been on this list. Shout out to Russ. Trevor Noah.
I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is.
See, I was just about to skip past this list, and then I saw Trevor Noah's name on the nominee list. Now listen here, Grammys. You know, they always tell you to shoot for the moon. So if I ever host the Grammys, safe to say if I'm nominated for an award, give me that.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
I ain't do all these hours of prep to get in here and kill the hosting just for you to give this award to somebody else.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Next time I host the Grammys, y'all better give me every single award I'm nominated for. And I don't care if they call it bias, because guess what? It is. And so what?
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look.
That's crazy. If I was Trevor Noah, I would have walked off on the spot. When did this happen in the midst of the day? As soon as I saw this, I would have been like, well, I lost guys, came down with a sickness. I can't host tonight. Sorry. Get somebody else. Anyways, all right. Best comedy album. That's what's up. Best children's music album. Okay. Best new age. Let me see. Best reggae album. Okay. Best global music album. Global music. I don't recognize anybody except Burna Boy. I don't recognize anybody else. Actually, I think I recognize this name. Not sure though. Anyways, best African music performance. Tyler won with Push to Start. Who else we had? We had Burna Boy with Love, DeVito featuring Omalay with You, Eddie Kenzo and Moran Mayton. What in the world? On Ara, how you say it? Ara Star? Is that how you say it? Ara Star featuring Wizkid. African music for let me see. So Push to Start. I actually don't know. Let me see. When it comes to, I need a mic. When it comes to Tyler, she had a phenomenal song that, you know, admittedly, Joseph Anthony Budden put me on, and usually, you know, they never cover music. So whenever they gave me this Tyler song and it was straight up heat, I was wondering if this is the album it was off of. So it was called Push to Start. It's not Chanel. Trying to see, was it Tyler? Body Go. Tyler Plus. Let me see. Truth or Dare. Nope, that's not it. I feel like I would see it if I. Water remix in 2020, in 2024. Bro, I don't know how in the world. Okay, I can't find it. But apparently there was a specific track I liked from last year. Let me just go to my playlist. You know, shameless plug. You can actually find my playlist at the bottom of my link tree. So let me see, Tyler. Oh, it's called "Is It?" Yeah, that's a track. That's a track from Tyler. That track, straight up heat. That's a heater right there. Okay, it's not off any album. All right. So, anyways, yeah, I'm not mad at Tyler getting this. I think "Is It" was basically just letting people know that she's not a one-hit wonder. To me, I think, well, no, because objectively speaking, it's not like it was a smash hit, but I think Tyler is talented enough where she should get these type of looks. And I told you, just because you sell a lot does not mean you make the highest quality. Just because you don't sell does not mean you make an egregious trash, right? With Tyler, she wasn't selling a lot, but I think with the track "Is It" and other tracks, I think she was showing us that she's still immensely talented. So, but yeah, shout out to her. As of right now, she has the 43rd most played track in the world with Chanel. So, and it's been on the charts for about 7 weeks. So I think she has another hit on her hands. That's the only track in the top 100. So, as far as Push to Start, I don't really have too much to say about that. I'm not mad at her winning. I think Tyler is immensely talented, and she was falling off at a certain point because, you know, she did have a lot of things, especially the way she was explaining her culture, and a lot of people wasn't getting it, so they was wanting to cancel her. And I think the understanding between both cultures is why Tyler may be in acceptance going forward. I'm not gonna lie to you, that's as clear as I could put it. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just go to Tyler and Charlamagne the Guy's the Breakfast Club interview and just see how two cultures just completely aren't aware of either or. So with that being said, best global music performance. Bad Bunny with I don't know where you say that. EU? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I ain't mad at that. Shout out to Bad Bunny. Best tropical Latin album. Now, tropical is the thing that's throwing me off. What in the world does that mean? Does it mean you have to have like winds or nature sounds in the background while you're rapping or singing in Spanish? What does this actually mean? So anyways, shout out to Gloria Estefan. I don't think I've ever covered you, but hey, shout out to you. Best Musica Mexicana album. Okay. Karan Leon. I've actually covered him before. Let me see. Yeah, I've covered him before June 11th and February 7th of last year. So shout out to him. Let me see. Bobby. Nope. Paola. No. Grupo Frontera. Oh, we've covered him a lot. Freza Regida, Grupo Frontera. Best Musica Mexicana album. I don't think Karen Leon would have been my first choice. I'm trying to think, what album would I have given it to? Like I said, Peso Pluma is my favorite artist. So I don't want to be biased and just say him because that's not how it works. As far as from a consumer standpoint, because I do listen to a lot of these Latin musicians, by the way. When did Dynasty come out? Oh, no, that came out December 2025. Okay, so that wasn't even eligible. Let me see. Who else do I really like? Freza Regida. Oh, actually, he's on here. Freza Regida is on here. Okay, Grammys, I see you. A little culture. I respect it. So, yeah, I would have went with somebody like Freza Regida or Peso Pluma. So, I mean, Peso Pluma's latest album isn't eligible, and Freza Regida is on here. So, yeah, I'm not mad at it. I like this list. And I'm not mad at Karen Leon winning. I've covered him before. Admittedly, I've never like deep dive into his music. So I can't say if it's a bad pick or not, but it seemed like they got it right for the most part. And Grupo Frontera is phenomenal. So anyways, best Latin rock or alternative album. What in the world does that mean, man? What does that mean? Best Musica Urbana album. Bad Bunny won that. Who else we have? Yandel. Is Yandel the one with 6ix9ine? Yandel 6ix9ine. Is that the person with 6ix9ine? Yeah, that is her. What am I tripping? Relationship. I don't know if that's actually her. Anyways, shout out to Bad Bunny. You just knew he was gonna win a lot of these categories. As whenever I cover the Latin music field, interestingly enough, Bad Bunny does not run Mexico on Spotify. as far as like the top artists on Spotify, it's always like Peso Pluma, Ferza Regida, Nate and Vega. I want to see it right now. I want to see who's really running it right now. When it comes to the people running Mexico currently, we have, if I knew my ABCs, it would be a lot easier to find Mexico. There we go. All right. Yeah, Peso Pluma towards the top, Nate Vegas towards the top. So just like I said, shout to me. Regulo's, have I covered that person? Let me see. Regulo? I don't think I've ever covered that. Interesting. So that's a new artist. But yeah, you see a lot of Peso Pluma, Ferza Regida. Bad Bunny really is not, he doesn't really dominate Mexico, which is very interesting. He does have tracks on here though. I mean, let me see, which ones do he have? He have, I don't even know how to say these track titles. Ballet Inolvidable, I think they say it. I don't know, I definitely butchered that. But that's his highest charting track in Mexico currently. It's the 31st most played track in Mexico. So some people may think Bad Bunny just has a huge dominance in Mexico, and he really doesn't. He has a dominance on the entire world, and of course in his in a lot of other areas. But when it comes to Mexico specifically, he's not as dominant as a lot of people may think. As far as the 37th most played track in the world, that's what Bad Bunny has as far as DTMF. What else? And he has another track in the top 50 with La Canción. I think that's how you say it. And it's a newly entered track. So yeah, shout out to Bad Bunny regardless. I think he definitely deserves this. I think DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS, from me listening to it, I really enjoyed it. And Bad Bunny is just one of those type of artists where you can never go wrong with giving his album as an award, because he's just consistently great, especially with his melodies, his flows. Even if you don't understand the language, you can just understand the feeling. It's kind of like if people didn't know English and they listen to like Afrobeats, right? It'd be like the feeling that Afrobeats gives you, even though you don't know the lyrics. It's just such a great feeling, and it sounds phenomenal. That's exactly how I would describe Bad Bunny's album. Anyways, and other albums and songs I listen to that I don't understand the language, because I say, just in case y'all are new, I say all the time that when I listen to music, I listen for the flows, the melodies, the structure of the song, and basically outside of that, if I really enjoy it, I start to dive deeper into the lyrics and what it means. So that's basically my approach to songs where I don't know exactly what they're saying. So with that being said, Latin pop, best Latin pop album. So when it comes to this, we have Natalia Lafourcade, I think that's how you say it. Alejandro, Karol G. Shout out to Karol G. Ra Alejandro. I don't know who in the world this man is. Who in the Natalia Latin pop? I'm trying to think Latin pop. Latin pop would be Bad Bunny, wouldn't it? Am I tripping? I don't know. I think pop is like popular. So Latin pop, won't that be Bad Bunny? Maybe I'm tripping. But if I was gonna, to pick somebody else, I think they have a pretty solid list. I'm gonna call them out if I feel like their list is not good enough, which I did earlier with the video game stuff. But this is a pretty solid list. They have Karol G here, they have Ra Alejandro here, so they have enough people representing the actual pop in Latin. But as far as the winner, I don't know how they won, but whatever. Best Roots Gospel Album. Okay. The Brooklyn Tabernacle Choir. You already know they get into it. You know what I'm saying? Greens, beans, eggs, tomatoes.
Shepherd.
All right, that's one of the best Roots Gospel Album. Best Contemporary Christian Music Album. Okay, we got Israel and New Breed. What in the world? Corridos Volume 1. I don't know what y'all need. I don't know what y'all gonna do with that. Shout out to Lecrae being nominated again. That man just gonna be nominated every single time he put out something Christian, ain't he? I ain't gonna lie. If I'm Lecrae, yeah, Grammys, y'all gotta give me more wins to that. That's crazy. Anyways, best gospel album. Heart of Mine by Darrell Walls, PJ Morton. So if you're a huge gospel album fan out there, Heart of Mine by Darrell Walls, PJ Morton won as far as last year. Well, as far as this year. Anyways, best contemporary Christian music performance / song. We have Hard Fought Hallelujah. I know that's right. You know what I'm saying?
Give him some praise.
I know that's right.
Give him some praise. Give him some praise.
I know that's right, man. Shout out to Brandon Lake with Jelly Roll. I done clicked the wrong button twice. That flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted right now. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I'm not saying white people can't win Christian music performances, right? That's not what I'm saying, because that'd be completely ignorant. They do have Chris Brown on here though. And Steve, dang, they got everybody on this track. What in the world? I gotta listen to this one. Benjamin, Jason, Brandon Lake, Jelly Roll, Chris Brown. Goodness, how many artists you need? Anyways, they won Best Contemporary Christian Music / song. Yeah, whatever. Best Gospel Performance. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't cover this at all to even care about this list. But shout out to the Christians out there. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, I am one too. But I don't cover this music enough to give a deep dive. So I feel like I'm not doing it justice. But I will tell you who won. So Best Gospel Performance / song. CC Winans featuring Shirley Caesar. Come, Jesus, Come. That's the track that won Best Gospel Performance / song. So Best Regional Roots album. See, I say, I don't know. Best Folk. Nah. Best Contemporary. Best Traditional. Okay. Best Bluegrass. What in the world? Okay. Best Americana. Best American Roots. Let me see. Best American. Okay. Best American Roots Performance. Best Contemporary Country Album. Interestingly enough, it went to Jelly Roll. Now, Morgan Wallen not being nominated, I'm not gonna lie to you. I could care less.
Whoop-de-doo.
I said Morgan Wallen not being nominated, I could care less.
Whoop-de-doo.
My brother, you can't say the hard ER and think that just because your fans don't care and support you, that the Grammys will.
You guys. See, that's the problem.
So shout out to Jelly Roll for winning Best Contemporary Country Album with Beautifully Broken. Best Traditional Country Album. Shout out to Zach Top. I think I've covered Zach Top before. Zach Top be going crazy. Not gonna lie. I'll be listening to a lot of country if y'all didn't know. Right now I've been listening to, what her name is, Ella Langley. Psh, I ain't gonna cap to you. That track is straight fire. I think it's Ella Langley. That track, Choosing Texas. I was like, hey, you know, when she say drinking whiskey by herself, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Anyways, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I've covered all these artists, I think, except for Margot and Willie, well, and Charlie and Lucas. The only person I covered was Zach Top. Hey, he won. You know what I'm saying? That's all that matters. I remember covering Zach Top a bunch of times. The first time I covered him was in it says Zach Bryan. Let me see. Zach Top. Yeah, first time I covered him was May 2nd, 2025. I never lie. So, yeah. Shout out to him for winning Best Traditional Country Album. Best Country Song. Let me see. Best Country Song. Biting List. Interesting. There's some Shaboozey out here. Yeah, Shaboozey's right here with Good News. You know what? Just because the AMAs were so racist towards Shaboozey, I would have gave this to Shaboozey as far as Good News, because Good News is a solid track. I like that. It's a pretty solid track. So, you know, AMAs said they was kicking Shaboozey. How about the Grammys kick the AMAs by giving Shaboozey more country awards? You know, how about that? So, as far as this, I would have gave it to Shaboozey. Best Country Duo / Group Performance. Shaboozey. Oh.
You guys.
They must have heard me. No, I was playing. Let me chill. All right, so yeah, shout out to Shaboozey for winning Best Country Duo / Group Performance with Amen with Jelly Roll, as that track is a straight heater. And I'm not gonna lie to you, that's just justified. Yep. All you country artists that stood by and watched that man be racist towards Shaboozey, just know this is why Shaboozey's winning all the country awards over at the Grammys. Yeah, how about that? Anyways. Best Country Solo Performance. Shout out to Chris Stapleton. I've covered him before. Bad As I Used to Be from the F1 movie. Oh, I heard the F1 movie went crazy. I still haven't seen that. I've seen that movie. But apparently F1 is like one of the more monumental movies of 2025. You have like F1, you have Sinners. I'm just talking about like from a engagement aspect. You have Zootopia 2, of course. That came out last year, right? I think so. Actually, I think it may have came out at the top of this year. Regardless. K-Pop Demon Hunters, of course, when it came, if you don't know, it was on Netflix, and it was so big, it went to theaters and still sold everything out. I'm trying to think of other movies that went crazy. Well, anyways, F1 went crazy, so shout out to Chris Stapleton. As far as the other tracks, I can't think of any other track I'd give it to. If I was being ignorant, I'll probably just say Shaboozey just cuz. Best Musical Theater Album. Okay, don't care about that. Best Contemporary Instrumental Album. Okay. Best Traditional Pop Vocal Album. I've covered Luffy before, I believe. Is that how you say the name? Luffy? It look like Luffy, but you know, obviously it don't make sense. I haven't covered her before. Anyways. Yeah, I don't care about that. Best alternative jazz album. That's what's up. No, just play. I can't be from Kansas and not cover this. Best alternative jazz album. Yes, sir. Live action Nate Smith. Man, shout out to you, my brother. I care about that one. You feel me? Yep. Best alternative jazz album went to Nate Smith. Live action. That's what's up right there, my brother. Or white man. White girl. I don't know the ethnicity or the gender. Anyways, best Latin jazz album. Went to Gonzalo Rubalcaba, definitely butchered that. Yainer Horta and Joey Calvero. Their album, A Tribute to Benny Moore and Nat King Cole, won Best Latin Jazz Album. Shout out to that. Yep. Best Large Jazz Ensemble. Okay, now, all right, we get into a lot of jazz stuff. I'm gonna have to skip some of this. Christian McBride Big Band won Best Large Jazz Ensemble Album for Without Further Ado, Volume 1. Best Jazz Instrumental Album went to Sullivan Fortner, Southern Nights. That's what's up. Best Jazz Vocal Album went to Samara Joy. It's called Portrait. Shout out to Best Jazz Vocal Album, Portrait by Samara Joy. Okay. Best Jazz Performance, goodness gracious, went to Chick Corea, The Windows Live. And that's what's up. All right, here we go. Best Spoken Word. Okay, now we can skip that. I know that ain't what I think it is.
I know that ain't who I think.
That's what I was just saying. I know that ain't what I think it is. Anyways, best rap album went to Size 7. Shout out to him.
Shepherd.
It went to the Kendrick Lamar. Shout out to him, man. You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar is showcasing that all of y'all out there that want to win Record of the Year or Song of the Year or just any rap category, all you got to do is just show up every 4 to 5 years and drop immaculate music. That's all you got to do. And be under Dr. Dre and take shots at Drake. You know, other stuff. But, you know, that's all you have to do. So, anyway, shout out to Kendrick Lamar for winning Best Rap Album. All jokes aside, GNX came out 2024. So, with that being said, it did fall in the eligibility period as far as this award show. So, I'm not mad at it as far as it being nominated. But a lot of people probably thinking, how does a 2024 album how is a 2024 album in the 2026 award show? It's because of the eligibility period. So that being said, shout out to Kendrick. You know, I would have went with Let God Sort Them Out by the Clips. I just think overall it's just a phenomenal album from top to bottom. I think Kendrick's album being so LA centric right after the battle kind of took away from the moment Kendrick could have had if he would have put out like a solid solo album. It just seemed like it was just a victory lap rather than a solo album that he's been working on for quite some time, right? The Clips, complete opposite. It seemed like the Clips was working on this album for a minute. So, Let God Sort Them Out, I would have went with that, but I'm not mad at GNX. It's still a phenomenal body of work. I just don't think it's towards the top of Kendrick Lamar's solo albums. So, and shout out to JID. At least he got some recognition, right? I know that one person tried to disrespect you outside as far as asking if you was like, I don't know who they asked. They asked that man, so like, it was something crazy. They asked if he was like, I forgot. It was somebody he actually looked like. I don't know if they asked if he was Tyler, the Creator. They asked if he was somebody, Lil Uzi. I forget. They were basically being disrespectful. But shout out to you for, you know, because at least you got the last laugh being nominated for Best Rap Album. Even though you didn't win, I still think it's great acknowledgement. Best Rap Song went to Kendrick Lamar, TV Off. Of course, you had TGIF. You had Sticky. Let me see if you can. Okay. And you had Anxiety by Doechii. You had Birds Don't Sing by the Clips. I guess I should have listed off the best rap albums, huh? So, Chromacopia by Tyler, the Creator. God Does Like Ugly for JID. Glorious by Glorilla. Let God Sort Them Out by Clips. And the winner was Kendrick Lamar, GNX. So, shout out to that. Shout out to GNX from Kendrick for winning Best Rap Album. Now, when it comes to Best Rap Song, Kendrick won for TV Off. TGIF was nominated for Glorilla. Sticky by Lil Wayne and Glorilla was nominated as well. Glorilla was on here twice, technically. The Birds Don't Sing was nominated for, the clips, and then Anxiety by Doechii. Now, if we're really talking about best rap song, Sticky was a moment, in my opinion. I think Sticky was underrated. Even though the HBCUs put a lot of respect on the marketing campaign as far as, having their band play Sticky, I can't say it's better than TV Off. I'm not even gonna lie to you. The Birds Don't Sing is too emotional. I would have chose a different song from I would have chose, like, what was that credit card song? I think it was called FICO. I would have chose that. That's like literally my favorite song off of the album. That song starts off crazy and then it just keeps going. Well, really the whole album just keeps going. From the start to finish, they just immaculate flows and immaculate raps just throughout the whole 40 minutes. Cause that's as long as his album. Yeah. FICO I would have put on here for best rap song. But that's just me. So once again, I would have given it to the Clips. I'm not mad at them because, right after winning one of the, if not the greatest rap battle in the world, I'm not mad at your next project just getting glazed to the moon and back like this. Because who they gonna glaze? Drake? He don't even submit his music. So I'm not mad at them choosing Kendrick over the Clips. But I would have definitely chose the Clips. So Kendrick Lamar's song TV Off won best rap song. Then we have best melodic rap performance. We have Kendrick Lamar's SZA Luther winning. Party Next Door and Drake. Hold on now.
Is it okay I got my dope on me? I said, what the f?
Now I know, even though you don't submit your own music, you still get nominated because other people submit your music for you. Hence, Party Next Door. So shout out to him being one of the greatest artists of all time. Because even when you don't submit, you still get nominated.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
So, with that being said, obviously he did win because the Grammys not going for that. I don't know when in the world we majors. Who was that? Rhapsody? I can't even disrespect Rhapsody. Rhapsody, she be rapping, pun intended. She be getting to it. Wholeheartedly, JID featuring Ty Dolla $ign and Black. Proud of Me, Friday featuring Meek Mill. Jay-Z, bro. Hey, come here. Sean Carter, bro. Hey, come on, man. I know you got a lot of power in the hip-hop industry, but Meek Mill would never be relevant again. You got to stop. We don't care how many times you give him a Grammy nomination. You putting him on this list, no, I'm giving you all the blame for putting him on this list. This list right here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't know. Jay-Z's part of the voting board. That man putting Meek Mill on the list, you know what he doing, bro. Meek Mill is over, bro. No more Grammys for you. It's over, man. It's over. Especially for best melodic. Oh, come on, man. Jay-Z, bro, I see you. It has your name written all over it, bro. I don't even know if Meek Mill signed to you, and you acting like this. Like, this is egregious. Who in the world? If I was to change this out, bro, okay, because first of all, they rap Grammys just act like Playboy Cardi don't exist. That's first of all. I don't know what in the world's going on with that. The disrespect to The Weeknd and Future making music together, I think has to stop. I'm not gonna lie to you. When The Weeknd and Future makes music together, I'm not saying every time, but y'all may call me biased because I did say The Weeknd had my favorite album of the year, and y'all saying this is a rap category, right? I just want y'all to go to a specific track by The Weeknd and Future and tell me that it's not melodic, right? Or it's not melodic rap. As a specific track by The Weeknd and the Future, it's called Enjoy the Show. As far as the disrespect between that melodic rap and it not being nominated at the Grammys, I think is one of the most egregious snubs I've ever seen on my measly 26 years on Earth. So the reason why I say that is because instead of Jay-Z pulling strings to get Meek Mill nominated for Best Melodic Rap Performance, you could give an actual hip-hop goated song like Enjoy the Show by The Weeknd and Future a nomination. And, dare I say, I don't know if it should win against Luther, but I do believe, personally, is my favorite track, and I believe it should be on this list. So that's it. Either take Meek Mill off of here, that's really it, because Rhapsody, she be rapping, JID, he be going crazy, so yeah, Meek Mill got to go. And this is not even a song. This is not even a song I would choose for JID. Who in the world is voting on this? the song that you should have chose was the single that they put out for all the playlists, right? The specific track. I'm gonna find it because I know what track it was. Yeah, the track with Earth Gang, the skate track. If you wanted to listen to it on his album, it's literally SK8, straight fire for with Sierra and Earth Gang. That should have easily been nominated for a Grammy, but I'm not mad at it because guess what? He's still nominated. So I'm just saying that's not the song I would have chose. Yeah, why is Meek Mill on this list? That's basically that's why I went on that whole Weeknd and Future tirade. Because if y'all gonna disrespect the Weeknd and Future collaborations, don't have Meek Mill on this list, bro. That's too much. That's way too much. Anyways, best melodic rap performance went to Kendrick Lamar, Luther. All right, best rap performance. Not mad at it. It went to Chains of Wimps by Pusha T and Kendrick Lamar. So the other tracks on here, you have Darling I, not mad at it. TV Off, Anxiety, and Outside. Now, hold up now. Another hot take, and this one is from left field, because as a Drake stan, y'all won't even think I come with this type of hot take, right? But if we're talking about rapping, if we're talking about specifically rapping, even though I did say Pusha T's album, well, the Clips album as a whole is better than GNX, from a rapping perspective, what's the track? Reincarnated, I believe, should have been on this list of best rap performance, especially them looking at TV Off as a popular track. If we're talking about straight rapping, right? Reincarnated is one of the best rap performances I've ever heard from Kendrick, and that's saying a lot. I think he's the best rapper of the modern generation. So, Man at the Garden, Reincarnated, and Gloria. Now, Gloria is more of a ending type of track, but you know, end of an album type of track. It's really just him ending off the album. But Reincarnated and Man at the Garden, one of those should have been on this list. I think it's Reincarnated. So not to get lost in translation, this list, instead of having TV Off on here, you should have put Reincarnated. Especially if we're talking about best rap performance, which I know y'all are, as Chains and Whips by the Clips won. So I'm not mad at them winning. I'm just saying Kendrick's Reincarnated should have been on here instead of TV Off. That's just me. So anyways, best R&B album went to Leon Thomas Mutt. Shout out to him. You know what I mean? A legend in the making. Well, he's already a legend. I'm not gonna lie to you. He's from the Victorious, from the Backyardigans. I mean, y'all didn't even know he had a long acting career. And now, with his musical output, it seems like he's gonna have a long musical career of success, especially looking at the success that he's having right now, because I do believe he's still on the charts, I believe. Yeah, Mutt is still the 12th most played track in the world. That's crazy. Been on the charts for 51 weeks. Crazy. And as far as albums, he's not on the list, but, you know, hey, maybe, you know, get a couple superstar features. I guess he already has features, but I don't know. Maybe one day he'll get on that top 50 album list. But yeah, as far as his single Mutt, it's going crazy. I think Mutt, by far and away, is going to be one of his, like, that's it. Like, you really, I'm not going to say he can't replicate that or surpass it. 51 weeks and it's still in the top 12, my brother. Like, that's crazy. That's a bona fide hit. So, shout out to Leon Thomas. That's actually crazy. Yeah, so best R&B album, for that to go to Leon Thomas as far as Mutt. Not gonna lie, it is very surprising. It is very surprising. I didn't see the album too often on the charts. Like I keep saying, just because you sell a lot does not mean you make the highest quality product, and just because you don't sell does not mean you make, you know, straight up trash. But when it comes to the specific track Mutt, it was so far and away, objectively speaking, from the album that if you're going to recognize a song, you got to recognize the song. Not, the album is not nearly as impactful as the song. Dare I say, the song by itself may have put up more first week projections or first week numbers than the entire project. Like, if you had one song and it was Mutt, and then you had the rest of the tracks from Mutt, the album, I'm telling you, the first week sales, Mutt would have blew it out of the water. I'm talking about the actual single. So when I'm talking about Leon Thomas, I'm not trying to discredit his name. He definitely deserves recognition for creating one of the most monumental R&B songs in the past, like 3 to 4 years. But still, as far as an album, I don't think it's on that level. But look who he's, see, now I'm gonna get in trouble. Because competition, you know, there's also a thing. competition is also a thing, and yeah, man, I'm not trying to get in trouble, man. Shout out to Leon Thomas, man. I ain't gonna cap to you. The competition's not there. So yeah, best R&B album with the Leon Thomas mutt. I'm not mad at it. You know what I'm saying? Best progressive R&B album. I don't even know what in the world that mean. What does that mean? Best R&B song. Oh, hold up now. I know that ain't who I think it is.
Is it okay I got my dope on me?
Yeah, I know I've been covering this track like a kilo of Miley Cyrus, and safe to say.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Safe to say.
I know that ain't who I think it is.
Y'all know the drop I be playing. Yeah, y'all know the drop I be playing for this. You know, Kalani, she knew what she was doing. She dropped an interesting track called Folded, and all us gentlemen out there was thinking to ourselves, this is the only thing we was thinking about. Especially listen to that whole track. This is all we kept thinking about.
We'll fold that up right now. We'll see. Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't get shy now.
Get shy now.
We'll fold that up right now.
You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Kalani. You know what I'm saying? And Kalani was out there looking like...
Don't look away now. Don't get shy now. We'll fold that up right now.
Man, shout out to Kalani for winning Best R&B Song with Folded. Now, I did see Chris Brown actually attended the award show, so we actually had progress as far as the relationship reconciliation of the Grammys and Chris Brown. But the main thing is, when you really look at it, this is a stacked list. You have Yes It Is from Leon Thomas, Overqualified from Duran Bernard. I can't even, hold up. I'm too old. I gotta zoom in. Bernard. There we go. It Depends by Chris Brown featuring Bryson Tiller, which I think It Depends had the strongest chance on upsetting Folded. And Heart of a Woman by Summer Walker. Now, very stacked list. I will say, when it comes to Folded, Kalani put up such monumental numbers objectively and from a subjective standpoint, from my own personal opinion. I think the song is beyond phenomenal, beyond fantastic. When you look at Chris Brown, objectively speaking, It Depends has been performing better than Folded for quite some time. And now, right now, it just surpassed It Depends as far as an objective metric. It's now the 9th most played track in the world, been on the charts for about 33 weeks. Chris Brown and Kalani's been going back and forth as It Depends has been on the charts for 26 weeks and is the 24th most played track in the world. So these are still bona fide hits from both of these artists. So I was basically just breaking it down. I don't have no problem with this. Shout out to Kalani. You already know what I said. Shout out to Kalani, man. Stop playing. So Kalani won Best R&B Song for Folded. As far as Best Traditional R&B Performance, Leon Thomas won that for Vibes Don't Lie. Another pack. Well, I don't know. It's just SZA with Crybaby. That's basically it. That's the title of the track. I ain't trying to diss her. So yeah, shout out to Leon Thomas. There's just 2 wins in the R&B category. Well deserved. Best R&B Performance. Now, I know I call Chris Brown the most talented person of all time, but Leon Thomas's Mutt live from NPR's Tiny Desk being nominated right here, I think that's a very specific version of Mutt, and I think that should have won. No disrespect to Kalani, no disrespect to Chris Brown. Leon Thomas is a performer. He's really an artiste. So to have the NPR specific version of Mutt on here, they knew what they was doing. I thought they was gonna give it to Leon Thomas, and I think they should have. Who in the world? Why is Justin Bieber? Ain't this on Black History Month? Who in the world? Anyways, I ain't mad at Justin Bieber being on this list. But yeah, I think they should have gave it to Leon Thomas. But at the end of the day, I'm not mad at it. So shout out to Kalani for winning Best R&B Performance with her track Folded. We have Best Alternative Music. We're at a rap and R&B. Sad day in history. All right, so I think that's basically it. Let me see. Best Rock Song. Don't Nobody Care. Best Metal Performance. I Could Care Less. Remix Recording. Okay, Dance Pop. Best Electron. Okay, let's get to the big ones. Come on now. Best Pop Vocal Album went to Lady Gaga. Shout out to that. Yeah, that's what's up. You know what I mean? Hey, if the IRS is ever listening, just know, I make a pretty penny in his actual penny, like literally pretty pennies from his podcast. You know, I mean like two pennies a month in case the IRS is watching. But the reason why I bring that up is because safe to say my Lady Gaga coverage, I'm not gonna lie to you, ladies and gentlemen, that's really why I started to cover more genres, because I was thinking to myself, wow, people from different walks of life, as far as people who really specifically want to hear different genres, they really support to the point where I was like, let me start supporting more genres, especially ones I got posted by that K-pop fan account. It's safe to say it didn't stop there. I kept, covering different genres. And all I want to say is in the year 2025, Lady Gaga supporters, I owe you one. So I'm not mad at all as far as Lady Gaga winning Mayhem as far as best pop vocal album. I'm not mad in the slightest. And that's a huge category too. You have Sabrina Carpenter, you have Justin Bieber, Miley Cyrus, Teddy Swims right here. Like, it's a stacked category list. And to win best pop vocal album, shout out to Lady Gaga, man. One more time. All right, best pop duo / group performance. Now, this is the one that I think it took the world by storm, but it definitely took me by storm.
I know that ain't who I think it is. I know that ain't who I think it is.
As going off of the Lady Gaga coverage, right, that I was just talking about, Bruno Mars and Lady Gaga had a specific track titled Die With a Smile. Now, of course, I covered that, and I come to realize, I was like, hold up now. This man, Bruno Mars, has been putting up numbers for quite some time. And the reason why I say that is because the pop duo / group performance is consistently won by Bruno Mars. Him and Lady Gaga won it when he put out him and Lady Gaga won it last time. The year before that, him and Anderson .Paak won it. So this is the most surprising loss for me, because literally having a K-pop artist that you can shine a light on, right? Along with Bruno Mars, who consistently wins every single award. You just won it with an R&B act or whatever Anderson .Paak claims he is. You won it with a pop act with Lady Gaga, and now you're with a K-pop act. Safe to say, I thought Bruno Mars was about to pull a hat trick, and the Grammy said, not so fast, soldier.
You guys.
We got to give this award to Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look.
Am I tripping? I know y'all ain't look at all these tracks on this list, except for Cat's Eye. Who in the world? Man, now, I don't know if y'all have heard my coverage of Cat's Eye, to get real serious right quick. Basically, Cat's Eye is one of the most egregious industry plans I've ever seen in the music industry. Literally, the Chinese company or whatever they're called, basically they had a whole award show, right, from different regions, and it took different regions, took the winners from those different regions and put them together as a group, like Black, Chinese, or what else? White. I don't know, man. They had all different cultures, right? And all of a sudden, right after all those people winning the award show and coming together as a group, they started to get Grammy nominations, and the streams are through the roof.
You guys. See, that's the problem.
I call Cap. One of the most, Cat's Eye is one of the most egregious examples of an industry plan. I kid you not. Like, people throw around the industry plan term for Doechii. That same energy should be put on Cat's Eye. This is the most egregious example of an industry plan. Anyways, so besides them, this is probably the most stacked list I've seen. SZA, Kendrick Lamar, 30 for 30, straight fire track. APT by Rosie and Bruno Mars, straight fire track. Then you got K-pop Demon Hunters Golden. I mean, come on now. Come on now. I think Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande would have been towards the bottom. Literally, they would have been one above Cat's Eye as far as who I thought was going to win this. It would have went K-pop Demon Hunters, Bruno Mars, Rosie, and SZA 30 for 30. So this is not even my top three, and somehow it won best pop duo / group performance. Who in the world's voting over there at the Grammys? Like, you okay with this? You satisfied with this decision? I ain't gonna cap. If I would have saw this, bro, I would have vetoed. I was like, bro, hey, somebody didn't vote right. Let's do it again. Let's run it back. Run it back, bro. Who in the world? Hey, all y'all stand up, and I want you to go to each and every song and tell me why you like it. And then when it comes to Defying Gravity, I want you to finish why you think this is the best track. out of all these lists, out of all these other songs. That's egregious. That's crazy. I bet Bruno Mars was heated. Like, if he would have lost the K-pop Demon Hunters, he'd probably be like, all right, Cynthia Erivo and bro, come on, man, stop playing. Best pop solo performance: Lola Young and Messi. I think I've covered Lola before. Let me see. I think I've covered. Yeah, I covered her first January. Well, the first time I covered her was January 17, 2025. And of course, the last time was September 5th, 2025. So we've covered her a good amount of times on this podcast. I think as far as best pop solo performance, not gonna lie to you, bro. Lady Gaga, I think she deserves it, man. Why in the world would you give her the best album, the best pop vocal album, and not even give her one of the better performing tracks of her album? Am I tripping? I just don't get it. Like, how do you win the total package when you don't win the specific enhanced version of the package? I don't get it, bro. What? Yeah, I would have gave it to Lady Gaga Disease. But this is also a packed list. I mean, pop is usually pretty packed as far as, because it's the popular. So it's always pretty stacked because they're looking at objective metrics as well. So shout out to Lola Young for winning pop solo, best pop solo performance. I would have went with Lady Gaga and her track Disease. Songwriter of the Year. Now these are the big awards right here. Amy Allen won for writing APT by Rosie and Bruno Mars. Wrote, what else did she write? I don't know what else she wrote. Casey Musgraves. Those are the country artists, right? Yeah. Wrote Man Child for Sabrina. Goodness gracious. Tears for Sabrina. Wrote for Luke Combs. Tate McRae. Wow. That's stacked. I ain't gonna lie. I think this is one of the most, like, if you win this, like, you was just going crazy last year. Like, to win a Songwriter of the Year type award, like, that just means that you just are respected by a plethora of artists. I mean, look at everybody on this list. If you even on this list, I think you're a winner. Laura Veltz wrote for Big X The Plug, Tucker Wetmore, Jesse Murph. Who else? Zoom in right quick. Demi Lovato. Okay, it's not that strong. I ain't kept to you. Tobias Jesso wrote for Dijon. I think have I covered that person? His name sounds familiar. How the world? Oh, I guess I haven't. Wrote for Justin Bieber, Bon Iver. It's not that strong. Jesse Joe Dillon wrote for Mega Maroney. Jelly Roll, Kelsey Ballerini. Okay. Edgar Barrera wrote for Bia, Young Michael, Karol G, Karen Leone, Freza Grupo Frontera. Oh, this is a stacked list right here. Karol G. Okay, so right for a country artist and Latin musicians, that's pretty solid. But anyways, yeah, this one by far blows me away. I mean, goodness, Bruno Mars, specifically the APT track from Bruno Mars, Jesse Murph, Shaboozey, Dua Lipa, Tate McRae, goodness, and then you get into Casey Musgraves, Karan Leon, Sabrina Carpenter, twice, yeah, Luke Combs, yeah, deservedly so, yeah. Songwriter of the Year, non-classical, went to Amy Allen. Producer of the Year went to Circuit, I think that's how you say it. Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. Let me see, Coco Jones, I've been seeing her everywhere. People been talking about her being fake. I'll tell you, everybody fake in the industry. I don't know why people are surprised. Blake Mills, okay. Yo, Soundwave is on here for just GNX. Dang, boy, I kid you not, they be doing tricks on it when it comes to Kendrick. Producer of the Year, non-class. That's crazy, bro. All these different accomplishments, all these different producers, and then you just on here with Kendrick. Okay. All right, man. That's what's up. Whatever. I don't even care about that one. Best New Artist, Olivia Dean. Oh, wow. Okay. Now, really, I think that just to be nominated for Best New Artist, I think that's the main thing. And I think that's why they have so many on here. But once again, not going to cap to you. Whoever keeps putting respect on Cat's Eye name and don't acknowledge that they're one of the most egregious examples of an industry plant, I think y'all just doing the music industry a disservice because you can't just put artists or put humans from different regions together, black, Asian, white, and just think that they're just gonna have a cultural moment just because y'all say so, and y'all have a lot of money and y'all a huge conglomerate. Cat's Eye is one of the most egregious examples of an industry play I've ever seen. Now that out the way. Shout out to Olivia Dean. I think the Joe Budden podcast was talking about her a lot. Was it her? Let's see. Oh, what the world? Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I see why y'all talking about her.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look.
I see why y'all talking about it. Yeah, y'all ain't slick. Yeah, y'all not slick at all. Okay. That's what's up. Yeah, shout out to Olivia Dean for best new artist. Lola Young, Alex Warren, Leon Thomas. How in the world? Nah, bro. Nah, ain't no way. Honestly, I think Leon Thomas only lost this probably because he's been popping for a minute. And he's technically not new I don't know. In Hollywood, he's not new. But in the music industry, the way he came onto the scene with Mud, he's technically new as far as the heights that he's broken into. Nah, bro, they had to give this to Leon Thomas. What in the world? You telling me I got multiple wins in the R&B, best R&B, but you don't want to give me best new artist? So other acclaimed, longevity type R&B artists could lose to me in specific R&B categories. But when it comes to best new artists, which is this up and comers, which we don't even know what type of hits they're gonna put out, I'm gonna lose to Olivia Dean. Am I tripping? Am I hating? Have I covered her before? Let me see. Olivia Dean. Oh, I've covered her before. I covered her October 27, 2025. I wonder what I said about that track. See, now I gotta go back and listen to that. I'm not gonna lie. On the cover of Man I Need, I thought it was a white woman. Huh. She was far away in that cover though. All right, whatever. Yeah, man. I think it should have went to Leon Thomas or Addison Rae. I'm not even trying to hate. I just think Leon Thomas winning a bunch of R&B categories and then not getting best new artist, it just doesn't make sense. Because right here, it's basically like in basketball terms, right? It's like you're going up against solidified acts in the NBA and you're putting up 30, putting up 40. But then you go to the rookie all-star game, right? And now they're acting like you didn't put up 30 and 40 against actually acclaimed athletes in the NBA. That's the only way I could relate it just for y'all. So, yeah, it doesn't make sense. I'm not mad at it, but Leon Thomas should have definitely won this. I guess they just wanted to give another artist, because they like, Leon Thomas been getting glazed to the moon and back with his track Mutt. We might as well give this award to somebody else. And that's just not how it works, my brother. Like, if that's how it works, Michael Jordan won 6 straight. Like, Leon Thomas easily ran last year when it came to the R&B scene. He easily deserved best new artist. So, yeah. That's crazy. That's actually wild. That's a huge snub. Whatever. Getting back into the big awards, Song of the Year went to Wildflower by Billie Eilish. Now, I guess we just snubbing today, because how we go from that to this? Y'all see all these tracks it went up against? Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio, just in case y'all want to see the nominations. So they gave Song of the Year to Billie Eilish, Wildflower. I already played the snippet as far as her speech after winning. I don't know if they wanted her to say that. Like, I don't know if they wanted her to go up there and say that. That's why they gave her the win. Obviously, probably not. That's probably like a minuscule way of looking at it. But when you look at Man-Child by Sabrina Carpenter, Luther by Kendrick and SZA, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, DTMF from Bad Bunny, APT. I mean, this is a fire list. I don't know how in the world Anxiety got on here by Doechii. Abracadabra by Lady Gaga. Yeah, this is a stack list. Multiple tracks off of here should have won it before Billie Eilish. I ain't even trying to be disrespectful. I'm just letting you know. I would have had Luther win before that. Because first of all, Bad Bunny should have won this. K-pop, they never gonna give. They gave K-Pop Demon Hunters a win for best song rating for visual media. But I don't think K-pop's ever gonna get recognized at the Grammys like they should. So yeah, Song of the Year is probably out the question. Like, I'm just glad they even got a nomination. How in the world did APT get nominated for Song of the Year but then it lost best duo / group performance. How the actual?
You
I just thought of that.
See, that's the problem.
So you're telling me Bad Bunny and Rosie is nominated for Song of the Year, but when it comes to best duo / group performance, it lost to a track that's not even on here? What's up with them giving out sympathy awards? I don't know if I like that, bro. Ariana and Cynthia Erivo, they gonna be all right. They gonna be all right, man. Give it to the real musicians. Well, Ariana Grande is a real musician. Give it to the real songs that deserve it. Like these pity awards, I don't understand. First, the pity award for Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande. Then we have this one that should have went to Leon Thomas. Just because a song is dominating from a objective metric does not mean that you should just go in a different direction because you're the Grammys. Like, subjectively, it's up in the air. But when you look at a lot of these tracks, it was just too much Mass Effect, and the quality was also on a upper tier echelon, in my opinion, to where it should not be losing out to the likes of Wildflower by Billie Eilish. Maybe I'm tripping. Yeah, it would have been like in my top 3 on the, like as far as who should have won this list. I would have had DTMF, I would have had APT, I would have had Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters. So that's 3 already. Yeah, that's crazy. So, yeah, but whatever. You know, shout out to Billie Eilish. Hopefully she don't think I was hating. Album of the year. So album of the year went to Bad Bunny, DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS. Of course that was going to happen. Bad Bunny had a phenomenal 2025. I'm not going to lie to you. So this is definitely rewarding somebody for dominating on an objective and a subjective metric, in my opinion. So the other nominees was Chromacopia, Tyler the Creator, Mutt by Leon Thomas, GNX by Kendrick Lamar, Mayhem by Lady Gaga, Let God Sort Them Out by The Clips, Man's Best Friend by Sabrina Carpenter, and Swag by Justin Bieber. This is a fire list. I'm not mad at it. I'm trying to see who else, I'm trying to see if they're missing one. I think as far as album of the year, I think they covered everything, honestly. I'm trying to think of somebody like they left out. I mean, personally, I like The Weeknd, but like I said, he doesn't submit his music. But Future, I guess, could have submitted that track from, Enjoy the Show, because y'all know that's probably going to be one of the rebuttals. The Weeknd doesn't submit his music. That's why Enjoy the Show wasn't nominated. Future could have submitted that. But, he probably too leaned down, perked out to even submit stuff like that. I don't know, man. Album of the year, I think they got it right. I ain't gonna cap to you. And they got the nominees right. Yeah, man, shout out to Grammys. I feel like they definitely have to get the big awards right. Even though I don't know, because they ain't get this one right. They ain't get this one right at all. The Song of the Year, that was a misstep. But yeah, so shout out to Bad Bunny for winning Album of the Year with DeBÍ TiRAR MáS FOToS. Now, we have the one and only Record of the Year. And ladies and gentlemen, I gotta bring up my highly I'm not gonna lie to you. This is one of my most impactful clips of all time. So I gotta bring it back up. Wait, you can wait, hold up. How it work like this? Man, see, I told you I'm 26 going on 80.
In your thoughts on
Yo, I almost played the Jay-Z Harvey Weinstein clip. All right, let me see. Here we go, right here. That the only way you can win Record of the Year as a hip-hop musician, Tell them Dreams record, is if you diss Drake. What? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm done with the Grammys. I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, of course, Not Like Us has technically, it hasn't won the award. What in the world are we gonna do with our genre? What are we gonna do? Way we get Record of the Year is to diss that Canadian. Wow. And with that being said, dang, now, that man was really wanting an answer, huh? Well, fast forward 2026, ladies and gentlemen, and guess what?
You guys, see, that's the problem.
Safe to say, Size 7 is back once again. Now, no, was he back in musical form? Of course not. He basically dropped the album and disappeared. He's going to be gone for like at least 3 more years. So when it comes to that, record of the year had to be given to Kendrick Lamar because guess what? He just finished dissing Drake. This is the first project that he put out after dissing Drake. It's safe to say record of the year. Let's see if I can pull up the lyrics right quick. Luther Genius. What's on this? I think it was 30 for 30 where he took those Drake shots. Let's see. Oh no, it's just a regular sing song. Yeah, just a singy type song, man. That's all it was. All right, so when it comes to Kendrick dissing Drake, safe to say I think that's the only way he got this type of clout. Being a hip hop artist, I think this is an R&B track. Hot take. I think it's an R&B track. So I still think as a hip hop artist, you do have to diss Drake to win record of the year because of course not only is the attention being put on Kendrick for record of the year because he just dissed Drake and he just put out an album, right? I think this is one of the songs that they could justify being slated for record of the year because SZA's on it. They probably want to be like, you know what? Not Like Us and his album is at a high quality level. And I just think, hey, y'all should just come out and say Kendrick Lamar is getting all this love, all this glazing. Y'all doing absolute tricks on it.
Shepherd.
Basically, the Grammy voting committee is only glazing Kendrick like this because he dissed that Canadian.
Is it okay I got my dope on me?
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
So as far as record of the year, I'm not mad at it going to Luther, but I'm just letting y'all know why Kendrick's getting glazed to the moon and back with 5 awards in back-to-back years. I don't think if he puts out another album, it's ever going to get received like this because guess what? The beef would have died down by then. They would have been like, you know what? He's not dissing Kendrick. His music actually not record of the year worthy, right? I think they'll just be like, hey, let's give it to somebody else. You know, voters fatigue. That's what we're going to call it. Really, he just stopped dissing Drake. Let me see. So that's basically it. I like the list so far. I mean, once again, Anxiety. I don't know why in the world it's on here. Like, who thinks that's record of the year? Am I tripping? Everybody else is fine though. Maybe I would have added like Pusha T clip on. I mean, a clips track from here. Maybe like Birds Don't Sing. See, this is the category I think it should be in. Not some of the rap categories it was in, but record of the year. Like Birds Don't Sing was about the passing of the mom from Pusha's side and the passing of the dad from Malice's side, and I think that was a phenomenal track. So I thought that should have been on record of the year. But you know they don't really respect the rap, the art form. So there's another R&B track that won. Last hip hop track technically that won was a diss track towards Drake, and the last rap track that won was also a diss track towards Drake. And now here comes a hip hop artist again to win record of the year until you realize, oh, this is the person that dissed Drake last year. Sad day in history.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
So I'm not gonna lie to you. That's basically it. You know, as far as long form content, you know, breaking down the Grammys like a kilo of Miley Cyrus, safe to say, I think we did it. And what Joseph is saying, I think we done it. And shout out to all the rappers out there still trying to make it, but unfortunately, I have to let you know.
I give you a long list of the rappers that had to go get a job.
You know what I mean?
But if I got something that still works, why would I?
You know what I'm saying?
Get a job.
Sometimes it's not worth it.
Costco's, nigga.
You feel me?
I don't have to go to Costco. Go somewhere.
Sometimes you got to go somewhere because the charts ain't one of them. You know what I'm saying?
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip hop. Like, what's going on?
So I think basically I was looking for other stuff. You know, I basically gave y'all the overview of a lot of things. Rosie from Blackpink went 0 for 3. Just got to let y'all know again, you know. As far as, you know, Grammys just disrespecting K-pop artists, just had to let y'all know. BTS still Grammy list. Apparently they was nominated for something. They still have, BTS has 5 nominations. So that's what's up. Cat Side was nominated for Best New Artist, Best Pop Duo / Group. Very egregious. You know, they shouldn't have been nominated. Of course they didn't win. Nearly half of the 9. Okay. they broke down the speeches. That's what's up. I'm trying to see who else. Kalani spoke. I know why she spoke. You know what I'm saying? Let me see if I find that. I know why she was speaking. Somebody up there was trying to.
Don't look away now.
Somebody was trying to.
Don't look away now. Don't get shy now.
Yeah.
We'll fold that up right now.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, Kalani, if you don't get up on the stage and say something, You know what I'm saying? We trying to get these ratings up. All right, anyways. Let's see. Recording Academy. Okay. Try to see if I missed anything. I'm so glad I looked at my list. Ladies and gentlemen, we had Lauryn Hill, the great Lauryn Hill. Put some respect on her name. She basically gave her first Grammy performance since 1999. It was a Fugees. I don't know why I'm saying it wrong. Fugees reunion. Tribute performances. D'Angelo, Roberta Flack, Ozzy Osbourne. And after 4 years of not attending the Grammys, apparently Justin Bieber, decided to perform. So that's what's up. Rosie and you telling me? Nah, bro. See?
I know that ain't who I think it is.
You telling me Bruno Mars was out here performing? And y'all still didn't give him the W?
I know that ain't who I think it is.
See, that's the problem.
Now, if y'all don't know, usually when you perform, that like gives them incentive. Like, hey, we have so-and-so performing. The other person ain't going to show up. Let's give the award to this person. Well, nope. They still gave it to Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. Tell me if you saw Ariana Grande at the Grammys. Let me know that. Let me know that. Bad Bunny and Kendrick dominated. Okay, yeah, we already know that. That's basically it. That's basically it. Yeah, the anti-ICE speeches was very, very solid and impactful in my opinion. As far as the Super Bowl, I'd be interested to see how that plays out because you already know how that's gonna go. I mean, not even just because Bad Bunny's performing at the Super Bowl. That's the reason why I'm talking about it. Bad Bunny just won album of the year, set to perform at the Super Bowl. Not only is it a big deal, but basically the way that certain people like to make statements, especially if they're beefing with the whole establishment, which Trump is. He's beefing with the whole NFL. It'd be interesting to see how that event goes. I'm not wishing anything bad to happen. I just know the type of person that the NFL is dealing with. So, just keep that, keep them in your prayers. You know what I'm saying? I think there was a reason why there was so many anti-ICE rhetoric at the Grammys. So, yeah, man. Shout out to Side 7. White Tank Top. Once again, they showed that, hey, you can never glaze somebody enough until you realize how the Grammys is glazing Kendrick Lamar.
But then, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn, look at the state of hip-hop. Like, what's going on?
So that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think of my coverage of the 68th Grammy Awards? And at the end of the day, who do you think was the biggest snub? And, of course, who are you most excited, who were you most pleased to see win at the Grammys in year of 2026?